I'm Linda, and from Italy, originally from Southern Italy, but lived in Rome for a long time. Worked as a tour director and in human resources, but always for tourist professions. So training and recruiting training, people who are going to work on the road with visitors, mainly from North America, and all in the field of tour directing, but also for local guides.
Mhm.
And together with Leonardo and Fabiana, we are in a team as valuable learning, because in the very first moments of the pandemic, valuable learning was going to be like a training course, an extension of the training courses that we have specialized on. And then it actually turned out to be more than just that. It could be training as well as experimenting, as well as inventing new methods of proposing cultural sites to people, starting with the initial idea of merging uh, cultural heritage and communication skills, not only as communicators, but as storytellers, and including also an acting bit, and and that brings Fabiana on stage.
Well, my name is Fabiana, and I'm gonna just give you some information about myself. I was born in southern Italy, in a city called Taranto, which is in Puglia, overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. And I moved to Rome when I was 19. My goal was to to attend the National Drama Academy that we have here in Rome. And so I did. So I could spend 4 years of my life studying acting and all the subjects connected to performing arts in general. And I worked as an actress for a long while. And then it happened 6 years ago that that woman, Linda lady, saw me during the theater show, and she told me maybe you could be a good tour director. At that point of my life, I was looking for an alternative because I realized that I couldn't make the ends meet basically doing the actress. And so I started to work as a tour director. And then what happened just a few months ago was that we realized that we could really put together our skills. And so this COVID time gave me a chance to go back on stage somehow, but basically to combine my passion for acting and history and culture in general. And I started to write. I was used to write plays or monologues and stuff like this. And I started again. So I kind of feel that my creativity was blooming, that this period basically boosted my creativity and my way of doing this kind of product. And basically because we realized that what we want during a guided tour is to be engaged in as many ways as possible. And so we were able to combine these two possibility of narrating stories.
I'm Leonardo, so let me introduce myself. I was born and raised in Rome. That's where I live at the moment. And I started working in the tourism field about 20 years ago, more or less now. It's scary. And I started as a tour director, then I became a local guide. And I've been also working, which is still my current role, at TF Educational Tours, in recruitment and training of tour directors. During the last couple of years, I also specialized in online trainings, which is a part of my duties at the moment. So having the pandemic given me quite a lot of free time in respect to what I did before, because we worked on limited schedule during this time. So I could also focus my attention onto something different. And the three of us came together. As Linda said, it all started in the e-learning kind of field, because that's what we wanted to do at first. But then also Fabiana stepped in, so we found that her expertise and skills in acting could add something more to our ideas and projects. And so we started producing a very special way of enjoying the city, which was a bit different. And we brought it on the road until it was possible. But then, pandemic goes up and down in terms that we had something like, a more extended freedom until before Christmas, let's say. Then it all locked down again. And we wanted to go on what we were doing and try to bring this creativity onto a different platform. And to be more specific, we were asked to produce virtual tours. And we say, why not? I mean, I can also personally enjoy myself in trying to find a way to, use my e-learning skills into creating a tour. And that's what we have, started with, the idea. So a pandemic gave us the possibility of, being creative in a way that we did not expect to be.
So Fabiana is going to set a scene for us. We will be in the Vatican, and she will recite in Italian because we want it to be as authentic as possible. Please, Fabiana.
Sono io questa, sa? Sono io. Fu il mio re a dipingermi così. Sono passati tanti secoli, ma fu il mio re. Beh, il mio re non era di quelli che fanno tremebondi tremar. Nell'infinito paese dello spirito va un regno che s'appella pittura. Ed egli aveva possanza incontrastata. Quando mi dipinse, eravamo sposati. Lo vedete questo anello qui? E la vedete questa fascia qui che riporta il suo nome? Ero sua, ma nessuno doveva saperlo. Che mondo ingiusto è questo, dove il fior del poveretto in poco d'ora obliato in terra di signori mi dipinse così, nuda.
This is a monologue that features in one of the in-person tours that we're doing. And we are working at the moment on the English version because we do have, we already received some requests from some foreign clients.
It's wonderful because it's like being at the opera. I don't have to understand every word, but I want to enter into the emotion because otherwise I can get a tour book or I can just listen to, blah, 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 blah. So it really adds a whole nother dimension to what you're doing. It's fantastic.
From the perspective of guides who are not native speakers, the content is necessary, but the delivery is super crucial. And if you look at what clients write in their evaluations, most of the times, they do highlight lack of engagement. They all praise the cultural content because we know that the guides study and they research and they know how to do their job, but it's how to be engaging. When you go to places like the US, you see that they do have a code of conduct for the delivery when you are, touring Harvard or touring the Metropolitan Museum. But whenever I witnessed that too, I said, there must be something more than just that. And I thought that the more part was going to be storytelling, cultural heritage, like standard delivery, and acting all together. And the basis of all of that is of course research and writing your own texts, and that's what we do. So this is a product that is totally original. Like we have researched on the official sources, but then we have also sometimes taken the freedom to reinterpret things, offer our public our point of view.
We have done 5 virtual tours so far, and we do have 2 different versions. One is in Italian, one is in English, and we're planning to do, I believe, something like 4 or 5 more until the end of February. This is when our calendar for now has been scheduled.
Okay.
One more thing I wanted to add, and I think it's very important to share with all the people that will be watching this interview, is the fact that personally I discovered that, I mean, even though at the beginning the idea of creating virtual tours was to have a valid alternative for not having the possibility on visiting the places or location sites. But I also discovered, and that happened during a tour, when I was saying, oh, we are actually looking forward next time to see you in person at the Vatican, and we would be glad to take you there. And there was a person that kind of raised their hand and said, but we need to consider that these tours are actually great, even for all the people that for any type of reason are not able to travel. And actually, this was a great discovery, and that brings additional value to what we're doing. And I believe that possibly, and that goes to your idea of what happens afterwards, we will still be producing this type of experiences. And we call them experiences, and that's important. And let me tell you one more thing. We're working, we do already have a couple of moments during the tour, because the narration is pretty, I mean, we do have a lot of things to say, and we don't want to be too long at the same time, but we want to make sure that we include all the things, all the content we want to deliver in the time we have assigned to the tour. But at the same time, we do want to give space for the people to ask questions, as you would do on a regular tour, which we already have. Now we're working on additional tools to have interaction even more part of these type of tours. Let me tell you that we will have a live event in a few days. I'm not saying the date yet, because
this whole project was born with the idea of discovering unknown Italy through stories to be told on videos and in person whenever it's possible to travel, but on videos, so that it becomes not simply a way to make people know other places, but also a way for places to promote themselves. So the idea all started with that of expanding into small communities that you don't go there, not because you're not interested, because you just don't know about them. And but they're beautiful, and they have so much to offer. They all have a very strong identity, which is the common characteristic everywhere in Italy. And this strong identity, if it's not something so well known and iconic, can only come out through stories of real life. So here we come in as writers, presenters, actors, everything that is needed for a territory to shine under the sun. Well, we are working on this online free event that is going to give people a taste of going a little deeper into this way of communicating, mixed way of communicating, and it's going to be about Bernini and Borromini, because we wanted to also describe the city through only two artists, and of course the description of the city will happen in different ways of communicating the places. And then we're thinking of a series on ancient Rome, but we're still in the process of research and then write. We have conducted an in-person experience prior to the lockdown on a female portrait of the city of Rome. In fact, it's called Portrait of Women, which means that the city, some areas of the city, were presented by women whose names are very famous, but whose stories are very unknown.
My idea was to make the most of this time, mostly because I didn't want to waste time. And that's probably, I think time is the most precious thing we have in life, and we have to make the most of every single moment. So getting together with other people is also part of the experience. And what I'm bringing back is a lot of enthusiasm, creativity. I mean, it's a different type of job that I'm working at the moment, but I really put a lot of passion in it, and that's what makes me feel alive.
I had already researched a lot about heritage interpretation and the various ways of doing that. And I already had a partner in crime for that, and that was Leonardo. I needed another partner in crime, and that is Fabiana.
I really realized that I needed connection and beauty. Really, it has been a very tough time for me. And I was able to find these two things that I really needed through this project. And basically, what I'm bringing back is a kind of form of healing. So I'm feeling that this project, this initiative, this idea somehow is healing me, is making me a better Fabiana. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. And I'm so grateful that I had a chance to be connected with Leonardo and Linda, that are fantastic partners in crime.
Well, and Fabiana gives us a beautiful place to end, because at the end of the day, it is our connections that heal us and keep us healthy. And you're giving people a chance all over the world to feel connected to beauty. So the very passion that Leonardo spoke of and the partnership that Linda spoke of is shown, is able to be received by others through the beauty of your connection. And then you're connecting us to the beauty of the art and the culture and the stories of the places in Italy that you will share with us. So I personally thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing the Vatican revealed and seeing it in a new way. And I'm very excited to have you as a part of my community on my blog and as a part of the global community in which I live. So thank you so very much, all of you, for taking the time today to share with us. All of you listening, check out the bottom down there. You can get all the details you need to visit the Vatican Revealed and beyond with these beautiful people here sharing the beauty and connection of Italy. Grazie.
Thank you.
Grazie.
Arrivederci.
Grazie.
Ciao.